Okay, good afternoon everyone and welcome to this week's Link4 Southwest TV Herts show. Neil is away this week, so we've put Chris in the studio. We've tied him down and staked him out so he can't move around, and hopefully this time we'll get decent audio and visual quality of Chris. Chris has got all the local sports news as well as some of the local news as well. Catherine unfortunately is unable to make this week's show, so we have Tania to replace her. Some of you might know about Tania and the Thrive program she runs in Watford area, and you may have seen her being interviewed by me a couple of weeks ago. Tania has all the news on local events, charity news, and is also doing a restaurant review at the end of the show. So in other words, she's a like-for-like replacement for Catherine. And finally this week we have an international guest, Carol Dodsley, who lives in Bulgaria but runs many of the Link4 Growth, Link4 Skills courses. So, Chris, what do you have for us this week? Chris?
Microphone.
Chris, what news do you have for this week?
I should be out on the road, shouldn't I? Anyway, I've got sport for you this week. I've got a little bit of local news as well, stuff about Link4 Growth in the area, that kind of stuff. That's what I've got for you.
Okay, great. And Tania, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I gather you've got lots of local charity news for us and news of local events as well coming up.
I've got loads of stuff for you. Summer has started, all of the village fairs are out, there's heaps of stuff going on in the charity side. So yeah, I've got heaps of stuff for people to be doing this weekend and on towards December.
Okay, and you've also got news, a restaurant review carrying on Catherine's tradition.
I have. I've got a fantastic restaurant that I went to on Monday out at Cheddington, the Old Swan. I'll tell you all about it later.
Okay, that's great. And finally, Carol, you're on to talk about Link4 Skills. So perhaps you could just tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing. Some people may remember that you used to host this show with Alex about, well, the first half of last year. And it's been quite a while since you've been on this particular time slot.
It's been a long time since I've been on this type of TV show because, as you say, I've moved over to Bulgaria and was not in a fit place to actually be able to be on a TV show. So I'm glad that today I've actually got a nice backdrop. And later on, you're going to be asking me all about Link4 Skills.
I am, yes, I'm looking forward to it. Now I'm going to be telling people about the beach that's coming to Watford later this month. And a few other bits of local news to do with the rail service and stuff like that. So in the past week we've seen we've seen several Link4 Growth events, including Link4 Coffee on Monday morning at Reason Cafe and Bookshop. Chris, I gather that went quite well, and you had one or two interesting chats with people.
Yeah, like always with these things, you always get some interesting conversations. So there were a couple of people that came back having been away for a little while, and we got into some interesting conversations about things like, well, it's in the Reason coffee shop, so you can't avoid sustainability and green issues with Neal around. So we were talking about a lot of that and global warming and how people could do more things to kind of live in a more sustainable way, save energy, etc., etc. And of course, that's the venue as well for the Watford Transition Town movement that's been recently started as well. So yeah, it was well, they're always good. You always get good conversations at these things. So it was another fab event, you know. And I think Tony Cohen chartered his way over from Chingford to come and see us as well. So that was nice of him to pop in and experience the coffee shop.
Okay. And last night was Link4 Drinks in Watford, so about 15 people attended, despite several regular people being away, but we were joined by Jerry and Lisa from Link4 Growth in North Yorkshire and Durham. It's Jerry's birthday, so if she's watching, happy birthday today. We had a great evening with lots of interesting conversations, and you may remember that Chris interviewed Sarah Jane Traybar several months ago about the allotments on Farm Terrace. Well, last night Sarah Jane told me that she's not expecting any more news on the allotments until from the course until the end of July at the absolute earliest. Okay, so very briefly, this is the digital age. It's becoming increasingly important that we have good, if not better than good, social media skills and information IT type skills, which then allows us to communicate effectively. So for a little while, part of L4G's portfolio of activities has been Link4 Skills. This is, has always been traditionally online training courses which teach people how to use many of the social media programs that are currently in use. With us today is Carol, as we've already said, who helped establish Link4 Skills and runs courses on using Google Hangouts and other social media stuff. And of course, Google Hangouts is the program that we use to make this show each week. So, welcome to the show, Carol.
Thank you.
And yeah, I gather it's very hot over in Bulgaria at the moment.
Yep, 35 degrees, beautiful sunshine.
Oh dear, I think we're all envious over here. We had heavy thunderstorms. It's not exactly bright here today. Anyway, so how and why did you become involved with Link4 Growth?
How did I become involved? Was actually quite by accident. I had never heard of Link4 Growth, and Chris had actually seen me very active on Google Plus and Google Hangouts and knew that he wanted to use that as one of the big platforms within Link4 Growth, and he got in touch with me. And I liked the vision for Link4 Growth, and as a trainer and someone who likes to share my knowledge, I got quite excited about the Link4 Skills platform. So Link4 Growth wasn't really for me because I knew I was leaving the country, and it's like, I'm not going to be attending any events. I'm off somewhere else, somewhere a lot warmer. In the summer. In the winter it's a lot colder. So I said, yeah, I would love to be involved with the Link4 Skills.
Okay, so what exactly is the concept for Link4 Skills?
Well, Link4 Skills, I mean, we sort of, the tagline is the People's University, because whereas a lot of educational establishments are all about they deliver their programs to whoever they deliver to, Link4 Skills has taken it to the next level. And Link4 Skills, we deliver, like you said, primarily we started with social media. It's much bigger than social media. It's any topic that people want to learn. But it's us delivering and also tapping into the heads of everybody out there who has knowledge they want to share, but they don't know how to get it out of their heads and to other people. So it's a collaborative. It's this sort of within Link4 Growth, but it's not just for Link4 Growth people. Any Link4 Growth members are more than welcome to come on the workshops, but also people from anywhere else in the world as well. So it's a really big concept and a big vision that can add so much value to so many people from both sides.
Yes, because I mean, even 5 years ago, this conversation that we're having now may have been okay if we had satellite trucks at both ends and a satellite uplink and all the rest of it, but you and I are just speaking to each other basically down telephone cable.
Yeah, exactly. And now the world's been opened up for so much, and we can share. It's like, you know, I'm here in Bulgaria and I'm training people anywhere else in the world. With Link4 Growth, I'm training people that are over in the UK. I couldn't have done that 5 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. So how many events and what type of events do you hold each week? I mean, is it just one training course each week that is done, or is it multiple training courses?
It varies because we've got a core portfolio of getting started programs, which is where we're sort of raising it up from there. But the getting started is so important because although everybody's heard of Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and everywhere, not that many people really know how to use them and how to use them successfully. And people sort of start an account and then they get lost or they get fed up or they don't know what to do next. So we put together a core set of programs. We've got about 7 or 8 social media getting started programs, and those run every month. There's 2 or 3 at a minimum running, but then we also have others. We have 6-week-long programs. Tania did a trial run of her Thrive program, which has nothing to do with social media except that we used social media to deliver the program. So as we grow and as we bring more on board, there will be potentially hundreds of programs going on at any particular time. Okay,
so these courses, and they're not just beginner courses. There's intermediate, and probably eventually there'll be expert courses where you're really, as it were, getting into the nitty-gritty of the program.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit like the one you came on. You came on the one using Google Hangouts to host your own online TV show. That's not a beginner's course. The beginner's course is what on earth are Google Hangouts in the first place? But that one took you to the next level and gave you an awful lot more. So we have different levels to suit different people and different elements as well, because sometimes people don't need the whole platform. So where social media is concerned, we will pick different elements for people. And some people might just want a 1 hour, I just need to know how to use that bit. And we will do that. Other people, they want a 6-week program that takes them step by step through everything. And for others, they want a 2 or 3 hour thing, just a quick, short, sharp bite of it type of thing. So we're very acutely aware of the fact that everybody learns differently and everybody has a different learning style, as well as needing to learn different knowledge. And we've spoken about online training, which is where we've been doing it for the past year, but we're actually just now starting to roll out offline training as well. So people that prefer the offline can actually get together at a venue and train together. And it, like I say, it's not necessarily all social media. It could be finance, it could be mindset, it could be confidence. It could even be a hobby that people want to learn about, and somebody says, I know how to do this, does anybody want to learn it? You know, it's not just about what we think of as the core things that people should be learning.
Yeah. So, as you know, Link4 Business has just been kind of started up in parts of the country. How do you think your activities, or the activities of that part of the Link4 Growth portfolio will fit in with the Link4 Skills part of the Link4 Growth portfolio?
Well, there's two sort of parts of that, because Link4 Business is obviously aimed at local businesses and charities, and they're the ones who need to get the online stuff together and actually get themselves out there more, because businesses that are not embracing online are starting to lose out offline. Because of the way of the world going, and people go and they Google it to find something, or they'll be on Facebook or they'll be on Twitter, and that's where they're looking. And a lot of businesses are really missing out, and charities as well, because charities really need help to raise their visibility, and they can do that through using the online side, but they don't all know how to. So Link4 Business is going to be networking with a lot more businesses specifically, and they'll be able to tap into Link4 Skills. But at the same time, Link4 Skills can tap into the businesses, because some of those businesses will have knowledge that they want to share with other people, and they will tap into our platform to be able to share it. So it's like, again, it's a two-way collaboration, really.
It could be really exciting.
Absolutely.
Good. I can tell from the tone in your voice that you're excited about that. Okay. And what other Link4 Skills sessions are planned over the next month or so? And how, if you're interested, where do you find out where all the courses are? And how do you find out about attending them, and what the arrangements are?
Right, at the moment, for the online workshops, they can all be found on Eventbrite. I don't want to read out a long, complicated URL, so maybe we can put it in under this video, so that there's a link there that people can click, and they're all over on Eventbrite. In the future, the offline workshops will also be on Eventbrite, but they'll also be link4skills.com. That website is being built out at the moment. We're completely redesigning it all to bring everything together, and in the future people will actually be able to find what workshops there are and book directly on there. Right now as well, just thinking about it as I said that about the long link, if people go to Link4 Skills.com, there's a holding page that has a link in it with the URL they need to click to go over and look on Eventbrite and find out what's coming up in the next couple of months.
So that's Link4Skills.com.
Yes.
Okay.
And like I say, we can put a link in here in the comments underneath this video for people as well.
I shall add that to the bottom. I shall add that in. So I'm just making a note of it to make sure I got it right. Okay, so just to give people an idea of the courses that are on the Eventbrite thing, I know you don't want to do a whole list, but what are some of the titles? I mean, is it like Facebook for beginners, or?
Yeah, there's I must admit, I've been enjoying the sunshine so much that I didn't go and have a look today to see exactly what order the next ones are coming up. But we have, getting started with Facebook, we have Facebook business pages for businesses that want to learn how to use Facebook. We've got Twitter for business and charities and also just people. And Google+, Google Hangouts. We also have LinkedIn. We've got a blogging one coming up for people that sort of know what blogging is but don't quite know what's the point of it. That's going to be an overview. We've got some social media overview courses coming up that actually Chris is going to be running, and some networking courses as well. That's in the short term. Longer term, we have a lot more.
Okay, well that all sounds really exciting, and you know, who knows, I might actually sign up for one or two of those myself. Maybe the blogging one, it's something I need to get my act together on and do a bit more.
Yeah, blogging's one of those that people know about blogs, but they don't always quite get how it can actually improve, if you're in business or a charity, how it can improve things, how you can link it in with other things, and also if you're just a person who's not in business or anything, but how it can actually widen up your network of friends and people that you get to know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, thank you very much, Carol, for coming on. We'll let you get back and enjoy the warm sunshine in Bulgaria. You know, look forward to chatting with you again at some point in the future.
Yeah, that would be absolutely great. Thanks for inviting me. That's
okay, it's a pleasure. Okay, take care. Okay, so many thanks for Carol for coming on the show, and now we've got some local news. As I said earlier, Watford have got a beach. The Borough Council is launching a big beach event on the town centre and the parade, and they're bringing in 100 tonnes of real sand. The beach will measure 20 metres by 15 metres, so roughly the size of the ice rink, I think, at the beginning of that was there at the beginning of the year over Christmas time, and it will go next to the pond. The idea being that if you're near water and you've got the sand, it will sound and look like it's a beach. But you know, that's entirely up to you. The beach is going to open open from the Saturday the 25th of July to Sunday the 2nd of August, and it's going to open from 9 till 9 every day. During this time, there'll be several activities, including yoga, face painting, and other activities. And then for those who are energetic and want to work those beach bodies, they're offering exercises and get fit for summer classes between 12:30 and 2:30 on the opening day. And then on the Sunday, they're going to turn the whole beach into a pirate's paradise for kids, where there's going to be a fancy dress competition, a host of swashbuckling games, whatever they are, it says here, including limbo and pirate-themed magic shows. So that sounds like a lot of fun for the kids. There are other events planned. There will be a URL that takes you to more details about the beach at the foot of this video after the show. The Watford Observer reporting Richard Harrington has met with the Transport for London about the Watford Overground line between Watford and Euston, about the frequency of the line, as well as raising issues about disabled access to various stations. Apparently, to ease overcrowding, and those trains are sometimes very overcrowded, by December the trains are going to be extended yet again from up to 5 carriages long, and this comes only a year or two after they were originally 3 carriages long, so obviously that line is proving very busy. The other thing is they need to complete some electrical work before they can do that, which is why they're saying it's probably going to be from December and no fixed date is made yet. Apparently in the last 5 years the line's gone from being one of the worst performing London Overground lines into one of the best performing London Overground lines. And Transport for London are also going to spend 1.2 million of government funded money to refurbish Bushy Station, and there are also plans to refurbish other local stations in the South West Herts area on that particular line. Watford Community Housing Trusts are looking for tenants in the Leavesden Green, Central Watford and Radlett Road areas to complete an online survey. They carry out an annual survey where they ask the community for their opinions about what they like about the area, how they feel about it, what they don't like, and how it could be improved. What they want to do is find agencies that they can work with, people they can work with to resolve some of these issues and make the area better, make these particular areas better and friendlier and more enjoyable places to live. And if you don't have access to digital yet, you will also receive a paper copy through your doors. Trust's also giving you a chance to have your own 15 minutes of fame. They're running a commons camper van around the area, and the camper van is going to be in Charter Place on July 21st, Radlett Road on 22nd, Lewis and Green on 23rd, and Woodside a week today, which is Friday the 24th. Full details can be found on the Trust's website, and again I will post a link to that particular page later. The council are also asking people to notify them of dog mess hotspots because they want to, so it's environmental crime officers can hone in on them to prevent people allowing their dogs to foul the streets and everything. Initiative was launched today with the Dogs Trust in Castlebury Park, are providing training on Saturday the 18th of July from 11 till 3. The Dogs Trust will offer free training, obedience tips, microchipping at the event. And the aim of the event is to encourage responsible dog ownership. Apparently the council are launching this initiative in response to claims by some residents that the amount of dog fouling is going up. And finally, Home Start will hear on the 21st of July if Herts County Council are going to confirm the recommendations by a subcommittee to withdraw their funding. So hopefully we'll have more news about that next week. Chris, I gather it's been a busy week for Watford Football Club.
Yes, it has. I've had to do a little bit of research about this because I'm not a big Watford fan. Neil normally does this slot, and he's obviously a bit more interested in what's going on with Watford Football Club. But there's been 3 players leave Watford permanently this week, and a couple of people who've either been on loan or who are players, and 2 have joined permanently. So Lewis McGuigan, I think that is, Sheffield Wednesday Sheffield Wednesday guy, has basically gone on loan to Sheffield Wednesday for the last half of last season, but apparently he's done a 3-year deal with Watford. I don't know whether he's. I don't know if you did the research on this. I don't know whether he's coming or going, to be honest.
He's going, and I assume that you had more knowledge of Watford, which is why I just put in a quick headline. He's going to Sheffield Wednesday for 3 years, having spent the second half, having spent 2 years at Watford. The last half of last season,
he was at Sheffield Wednesday. How about that?
Wednesday on loan, so he's made that switch permanent. Shall I carry on with the football?
Yeah, I think so, because I don't know much about football, to be honest.
Oh, crikey! Okay. Watford have a player called Jan Fran, who is set to return to Dorpivito La Coruña, pardon my Spanish pronunciation, but he's never actually played for Watford. He signed for Watford last summer, went immediately out on loan, and they've extended his loan. So it seems a strange way to have a Watford football player who's playing in Spain. And Watford and Port Vale signed a Watford trainee or young professional, Ichi Isbeku, I believe his name is, and he's moving for 6 months on a loan to Port Vale. In the meantime, coming in, Watford have signed a defender called Alan Naimon he's a Cameroon international defender, and they signed him from one of their sister clubs, Udinese, and he has a 4-year contract at Watford. And Ballon Birami is signed for Watford from Hamburg, and he's got a 3-year contract. Then on top of that, the Watford won their first friendly game in Germany against SC Verel. They won it 4-1. Apparently it was quite a good performance, and from what I've seen and read when I was doing the research for Chris, it was a good performance by Watford, and much better than the one where they drew 1-1 with Wimbledon last week.
That's a fourth division team, isn't it, in Germany? That one. So
Yeah.
I mean, they should be winning that, shouldn't they?
Well, they should, but it's a pre-season friendly, so basically anything goes.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, anything goes. But of course, it's not all about Watford, Chris. Hopefully, you've got
Well,
your
yeah.
and done the research on Kings Langley's fixtures.
Yeah, well, you know, Martin Wilmin is a big fan of Kings Langley. So as I was sitting next to him last night, he was bending my ear about Kings Langley Football Club. But anyway, they got promoted last year, if you remember, because I was watching the news. And they've got a home game on the 8th of August, which is their first game. And the season goes on forever, doesn't it? It goes on till, I think it's the 16th of April or something. So it's quite a long season. So anyway, they've got St Ives at home on Saturday the 8th, and then they've got on Monday the 10th, which is just a few days after, they're away to Beaconsfield. So that's not such a long distance to go. And on the 15th, they've got Charlton St Peter. And their second home fixture is on the 18th of August against Egham Town. And later on in the year, they've got some good local derbies. They've got Northwood to play. They've also got Uxbridge to play. And they've also got there's two Aylesbury teams, I think, in this division, and they've got those as well. So there's quite a lot of sort of local derbies as well. But they've got on Boxing Day, their away game is at Petersfield Town. Or is that, hang on a minute, no, the Northwood they're playing on Boxing Day, and Petersfield Town's, blimey, you've got 23rd of April here. 23rd of April.
Yeah, it's the last game of the season.
Last game of the season, yeah. So I misread it. 16th I thought it was, but it's actually the 23rd, so there you go. So yeah, so a lot going on with Kings Langley, and of course Boreham Wood are doing quite well as well, aren't they?
They are. They're in the National League, which Neil told me when I talked to him about it. He was saying it's the league immediately below, what you consider to be the normal football league.
Right, okay.
Kind of like the 5th division.
So they've got Halifax Town on the 8th of August, so that's a bit of a trek. But they're good playing.
Aren't they?
Yeah, but it's a bit of a trek if you're playing them away, isn't it? I mean, that's but they're at home on the 8th, which is good. Then they've got Eastleigh on the 11th, and on the 15th, Gateshead, which is also miles away. And then they've got Forest Green Rovers at home on the 18th of August. Playing Braintree Town on Boxing Day, if you fancy a ride out to Braintree. And the away game is the last game of the season at Welling United. I've got no idea where that is.
No, I don't know where Welling is either. Chris, what other sports news do you have for us?
I've got some other interesting sports news. So Watford Boys Grammar School have won the Observer 14 Plate, which is a cricket tournament. This is the 3rd time that they've won this in 4 years. So my old school doing pretty good on the old cricket front there. And they beat Hemel by 9 wickets. It's almost like, apparently it was a very competitive game, but winning by 9 wickets seems quite one-sided, doesn't it, really? We have a very useful trampolinist in Watford. So we've got a young lady, Kaylee McCarthy, who finished 10th in the Salapis Cup in Portugal, which apparently had some Olympians participating in. So that's an international open competition, and that's a bit of a result, isn't it, 10th? So well done to her. And this Saturday, tomorrow, there is the Watford and District Bowling Association have got their first ever under-18 bowling tournament, and the idea is to try and boost the popularity of the sport. I must confess, whenever I go into bowling clubs, there isn't anybody there that's anywhere like 18 years of age, so I don't know where they found these players from. But apparently they'll be playing in 2 groups of 8, and then I guess the winners play off, and you get a winner. So that should be quite good. That's being held at the Berkhamsted Bowling Club. So yeah, if you fancy a bit of bowls or watching a bit of bowls, go over there. And it's not this. I was mistaken. It's not this Monday that the Watford Table Tennis League are holding their EAGM. Basically, I'm the chairman of the Watford Table Tennis Club, but there's a few rule amendments needed to be basically they'd all been approved, but they hadn't actually been implemented. But because they weren't notified at the AGM early enough, they weren't on the agenda to be approved. So we're having to have an EAGM to just get those things rubber stamped, basically. But that's it. That's me with the sport.
Yeah, I think we'll get Neil back next week.
I think we could get Neil back next week too.
But thank you anyway, Chris. Yeah, I gather there's been a lot happening recently with the Peace Hospice, and they raised an estimated £60,000 from last weekend's Starlight Walk.
They did. The Starlight Walk's one of my favourites. It was one of the first things that I did when I started doing all of my charity walks and runs and cycles and things. It's a brilliant walk. You start at late in the night and you walk through to the morning, and it's either 6 or 13 miles. It's a brilliant walk to do, fantastic camaraderie, and as you say, they raised over £60,000, 600 women walking through the night. Fantastic. I know that the Peace Hospice were very keen to thank West Herts College for the venue, the fabulous resources that we've got here in Watford, the Watford and Ricky fire stations, who kept all of those 600 ladies fed and watered, 3A Entertainment, and the Handshake Group. They also got some personalised messages from a couple of stars of the singing scene, Jason Donovan and Russell Watson. So some brilliant stuff going on there at the Peace Hospice. Yeah.
Great. And I gather that Catherine, although she can't be with us today, was up early on Sunday morning to cheer the runners for the Michael Green Foundation's London 10K run.
Yeah, London 10K is a lovely run, really nice, all around some of the biggest spots and highlights of London town. And all 12 of the runners, I understand, completed the course in less than 1 hour 10 minutes. Now that's some run. That's really, really good. The exact total money raised for the Michael Green Foundation is still being finalised, but well done to all of those people who had that lovely run last week. And including Marek, who only a fortnight earlier ran his 50k ultra marathon to raise money for the Michael Green Foundation. So yeah, brilliant stuff going on there in the charity world.
Okay, so that's in the past, but there are some future events planned, and I gather I know actually that Catherine's been talking about Michael Green Foundation have got a comedy night coming up on in September, but you've got some news about that.
Yeah. Apparently, get your tickets here for a night of comedy and magic. Not just comedy, but magic too. The date's the 26th of September. Doors open 7:15 for an 8 PM start, and it's at the Radlett Centre over in Radlett, Herts, WD7 8HL. Nick Einhorn and Bennett Aaron are performing on the night. There's a flyer going around, and it will be on the Google Plus Michael Green Foundation page and on Facebook for anyone who wants it. Tickets are 25 quid, and they're selling fast. It sounds like a brilliant night, so I hope there'll be lots of people interested in getting that sort of thing going.
Yeah, and I gather that a couple of other charities are actually looking for volunteers to take part in various events.
Yeah.
The kind of Stars in Your Eyes or the Voice Type Talent Contest can be coming to Rickmansworth later this year.
That's right. On behalf of Michael Sobel House, brilliant. They're looking for 12 people, 12 local amateur acts to perform in, as you say, a sort of Stars in Your Eyes type event. It will be on Friday the 2nd of October at 7:30 in Rickmansworth. As I say, they're looking for 12 volunteers, acts, groups. If you can sing, dance, tell jokes, perform magic, or whatever your talent, your performing skills will be shown off in front of a live audience. And I think tickets are £12 each, in front of a judging panel. So for information, email cweston519@hotmail.co.uk, or the Michael Sobel House website has got further details.
Yeah. And I gather deadline for applications is Friday the 21st of August.
Yes, yes. So the applications for your...
To get
Sorry?
So you've got 5 or 6 weeks to get your act together.
That's it. Well done. Yeah, yes. And get your application in. Yes.
Great. Okay. And then in Watford, when we think about homelessness, we think about New Hope Trust, or New Hope as it's now called. But in Hemel, there's a similar organisation called DENS, and they're looking for volunteers to register for an event in December. Tania.
That's right. We were discussing this morning, and a group of us from our Watford Weekly Business have decided to go on this. It's going to be an amazing experience. A sleep out on in December, so it's probably going to be cold. It's probably going to be wet. It's in aid of DENS to help people to understand what it's like to sleep out. And for more information about it, the DENS website has got that. Can I just read out for you some of the comments from people who took part in the sleep out previously, or one of the comments?
Yes, please.
Thank you. I turned up to the Abbey and pitched my cardboard boxes outside the back of the Abbey for the sleep out. The wind was quite strong, which meant that my survival bag rattled every time there was a gust. But you have no idea how much those survival bags helped. I really wouldn't have been able to last the night outdoors without them. It then started to rain about 11 p.m. I was warm enough, but the box in which I'd laid my head provided cover for my head until the flap blew over and I got a face full of rainwater. I managed to get some sleep, but I was thankful that I did not have to do it again the next night. Just what an experience for those people who have to do that every night. So it's going to be a brilliant money-raising thing for DENS that provide hostel accommodation for people who do have to sleep out. And yeah, really, really good thing for them to be doing.
Because how they raise money is people get sponsored for spending the whole night outside, don't they?
That's right. That's right. So it's from 9 o'clock p.m. to 7 a.m. on Friday, the 4th of December, and we'll be sponsored to spend the night outside in the Abbey grounds, in the cold and wet, and with our sleeping bags or cardboard boxes, whatever we can get.
Yeah. So, and that's the Abbey in St Albans.
That's right. It is. That's absolutely it. So for more information, email fundraising@dens, that's dens.org.uk. And if anyone out there is planning to go, then please give us a shout, because we'll snuggle up together in the middle of the Abbey gardens.
Cozy.
Cozy, cozy.
Okay. Well, this weekend hopefully it's going to be great weather. I'm not sure we can rely on it being 35 degrees like it was in Bulgaria for Carol, but who knows? We might get lucky. But there's going to be a wide range of summer events planned by local communities and charities. Starting with something a little bit unusual. Last week I met a group of artists who live on a kind of travelling. Well, it's not sort of. It is a They live on the canal and they travel up and down the canal and set up exhibitions at various places during the summer. And they have been in Watford for the last week or so. We did say they were coming a couple of weeks ago, and then this weekend, tomorrow actually, sees their big event. What they're holding, I met an artist called Magda, and she's one of the artists, and she's telling me one of their artists, and she's telling me about an event about making a land spiral on from wood and other organic materials on the ground near the rustic bridge. And that will be happening between 11 and 4 tomorrow. All are welcome to come along and help. It's also going to be a sand spiral for children to help build. Another artist will be demonstrating the art of painting or wood carving, and at the same time selling pieces. And some of them are very, very good indeed. And if you're interested in any sort of form of art or the visual arts, it'd be well worth getting down and having a look and seeing what they do. And members of Watford and Bushy Art Society, WeBAS, friends, as it were, from who we've mentioned in the past. We're also going to be there lending a hand and demonstrating and doing various activities down there as well. So for more information, please visit the Artists on the Canal Facebook page where they've got more details. But Tania, I gather you're out manning a stall tomorrow in North Bushy.
Let me unmute myself. There we go. Yes, I am. Neal from the Reason Cafe, who's normally on this show, and I are out manning a stall in Bushy Mill Lane, near to the Holy Trinity Church. It's the North Bushy Fair, and it looks like it's going to be great fun. Fun-filled day with top golf, free bouncy castle, food, and loads of stalls. We're going to be telling people about what Reason Cafe is all about and what the Thrive programme is all about. It does promise to be a great afternoon with lots and lots going on, fun-filled day, lots of food too. I'm looking forward to tasting all of the food. So it'll be good fun. It'll be good fun.
Good, good. And I hope you stay dry.
Me too. It's not that long, so although I've got to be there from 10:30 to set up, it's from 12 until 4 tomorrow, as I say, over near the Holy Trinity Church on Bushy Mill Lane.
Okay, great. And I gather they've got things like top golf and bouncy castles, free bouncy castles there as well. So yeah. If you've got some energy to burn off, you'll be able to do it.
That's right. Watford Football Club are there. Loads of stalls. So as you say, plenty of things to do.
Okay. And Bedmond are also holding a summer fair tomorrow.
That's right. Bedmond Summer Fair have got summer fairs all over the place at the moment. So they've got a penalty shootout, tug of war, face painting, arts and crafts, a Pim's stall. I mean, if I wasn't in North Bushy, I would be there, wouldn't I? Pim's stall and cakes, lots of games, WI, a raffle, musical items, all sorts of stuff over there. And it's at Bedmond Sports and Social Club on Tom's Lane. And the stalls in the fair are from 2 until 4:30. So you could actually come across and see us in Bushy Mill Lane and then go over to Bedmond and get both places signed off in one day. So lots of summer fair tomorrow.
Great. And if you're interested in folk music, I gather that there are things happening down in Rickmansworth.
Loads of stuff happening down in Rickmansworth at the Rickmansworth Folk Festival. Which has all over the place from 11 o'clock some free events all over the place. There's also a concert in the evening which will require a ticket with a guest star of Julie Felix. Now I'm not sure who Julie Felix is, but I'm sure with tickets only at £10 plus a £1.25 booking fee if they're ordered in advance, and £12.50 on the night. That's going to be great value. Any live music is always a brilliant thing to do. So yeah, £12.50 on the door, and that's going to be a great thing to be watching, to be going over and doing.
Great. Thank you very much, Tania. As usual, we've got several Link for Growth events planned this week locally, starting with Link for Coffee tomorrow in the market, where you can come along and talk to Chris or Alex or myself and find out a little bit more about what Link for Growth is and how it can help the community and what community building is all about. We usually meet upstairs at L's Kitchen, and that's between 10 and 11:30. I know Chris loves their bacon butties.
Yeah, but Chris won't be eating any because he's on this raw diet.
Oh dear, oh dear. That really is beyond the call of duties, Chris. Okay, and then, Chris, there's another event on Sunday that you're not going to be able to partake in, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to my raw mushrooms and raw tomatoes on Sunday morning. So yeah, we've got the breakfast at Junction Cafe in St Albans Road. Sergio there, he puts a really mean breakfast on there. Great value for money. In fact, the people who went last time said that actually they didn't realise how spotlessly clean it was and how good the food was. So the people have been in since that and had other food there. So having a Link for Growth there does work. It helps grow your business if you're running a cafe. So yeah, good venue. Plus the fact I can walk there, so that's great.
Okay, so it sounds as if you will be missing a real treat.
Yeah, but there's always next month.
True. Okay, and on Monday we've got Link4 Coffee at Ocean Bells, which is at the other end of the high street to Reason, which is down near Boots and Ask Pizza and that end of the high street. And that's between 10 and 11:30. It's usually a great event. There's a really nice atmosphere in there. Like many of the local coffee shops that we use, we choose them because they're both local, but they've also got good quality coffee in them and have a good atmosphere about them and good vibe about them. And on Tuesday we're going to the kitchen in Croxley Green for another coffee event, starting at 10 and going on to 11:30. So Chris, no lemon drizzle cake for you there this week then?
No, now I have to say the food at Ocean Bells is all made on the premises, and it's a husband and wife team, and they make some really good food down there. However, I have to be honest and tell you that the lemon drizzle cake, and you should be listening to this, Tania, because you're a bit partial to a bit of lemon drizzle cake, I do remember.
Yeah, that's it.
Their lemon drizzle cake in Croxley Green is to die for. It is to die for. So,
I'm going to have to get over to Croxley Green because at the moment Ocean Bells has got my favourite.
Yeah, but they make all the cakes fresh each day there, and they put on a massive show. She also takes on local kids and stuff like that, gives them work and a bit of work and stuff like that. So when we was in there the other week, someone came in and said, give us a job, have you got any jobs here? So she lives in Croxley, and she runs a business in Croxley, and Linda, who runs it, fantastic lady, really nice lady, totally immersed in community over there, so great venue, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that again on Tuesday.
Okay, that's great. And Nashville's is running again this Friday. Will they be taking the boat out? Chris, do you know?
I don't know. I have to do a bit of promotion for this event because it really is a fab thing. Now, I don't have to tell Tania about going along on the canal and how wonderful and amazing it is. She lives on a canal, so...
and I'm currently sitting on my lovely canal boat.
Exactly. So, but it's fabulous. We go down there, we have a cup of coffee on a boat. You've got a chance to steer it if you want. You can help with the locks. Or you can have a cup of coffee and have conversations with people. Or you can do all of those things all at the same time. So that's next Friday. I'm hoping, because we were going to do the boat, going out on the boat every other month. So hopefully, this is the other month. So hopefully we'll be going out on the boat as well Friday. So that'll be good fun. Yeah,
and I mean, I went out and took some photos on one of the early times I took the boat out, and that was good fun. It was quite well attended, actually, wasn't it? With about 12 people there, which I think is the maximum they can have on anyone on the smaller boats, which is what they tend to use for these events. So come along for a great morning's coffee and chat, and hopefully start building your communities then and there.
I mean, we're hoping that next year, aren't we? We talked about this the other day. We're hoping that we might be able to do a wine tasting on their boat, which would be fab to add just another dimension to that whole experience. So that'd be a lot of fun as well. Bring your swimming trunks because you'll probably fall in.
Well, I have floated that idea past the wine merchant, and she says yes. It rocks the boat. Yeah. Sorry, I will try and keep away from the puns.
Yeah, are you on the next gig at Reason with the Yellow Comedy Club people?
I was just going to come to that because that's in the evening. So Friday evening sees the Yellow Comedy Club having their third gig at Reason Cafe. Doors open at 7:30. The comedy starts at 8. They are brilliant evenings. Not all the comedians are going to be to everyone's taste, but there's a wide selection of comedians, so there will always be a couple of acts there at least that you will like. And if you've got a broad sense of humour, then you will probably find that nearly all of them, or all of them, are indeed funny. I will be going along once again to take yet more photos. It seems to be my role as Yellow Comedy official photographer, or it seems to be a role that has been given to me. But it should be really good. But do let Neil know that you're coming at Reason Cafe, because numbers are limited, and last time we had people standing out the door looking in, which was fabulous. But it just helps Neil with planning if he knows how many are coming and not coming and who's coming and that sort of thing. But it's definitely worth going. It's a free evening, free night out. A lot of the comedians who are coming this month, to this one in particular, actually are honing their material for the Edinburgh Fringe, which takes place in August. So there should be some really good comedians there trying out new and experimental stuff. It should almost be word perfect at this stage, so hopefully it should be a really fantastic evening. And finally, Tania, you've got a restaurant review for us, carrying on Catherine's tradition.
Yeah, well done, Catherine, for the tradition. And I have to say, I'm looking forward to the comedy on Friday night. They are brilliant evenings, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that entirely. So the restaurant that I went for lunch on Monday to the Old Swan in Cheddington. Now the website is called www.theoldswancheddington.co.uk, and it was lovely. A beautiful old building that's under new management at the moment. So Nell and Paul welcome you to the Old Swan, as it says on their website, and it's a real traditional, old-fashioned village pub, absolutely glorious, and the food was brilliant. The beer was nice. I had a half a cider, and actually we had the smoked haddock fish cakes. Oh, to die for! The staff were lovely. The food was brilliant. The beer and the cider were lovely. The atmosphere was great. It was really quite busy considering it was 1:30, 2 o'clock on a Monday lunchtime, and I thought that was a really, really good sign. So anyone who wants to go out for a lunch in the countryside, get out and about a little bit, nice little country drive, the Old Swan at Cheddington is a really good place to go.
Okay, well, I think that that normally ends our programme. I think that's the end of it. I would very much like to say thank you very much to Carol in Bulgaria for coming on and talking about Link4 Skills and what's going to be happening there in the near future. I'd like to thank Chris for trying to fill in for Neil.
It's been a pleasure.
Well, it's quite nice. At least this time I know where you are.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get rid of that problem next week for you. I'm going to be out and about again.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. And Tania, thank you very much for sitting in and filling for Catherine.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Anytime, Diane. It's been lovely to speak to you again, and look forward to Catherine's return next week.
Yeah, I think it might be a few more weeks before she's back. But
oh, well, you've got me again then.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind. You know, I'll take either one of you or both of you. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
Acting as a substitute. Okay, well, I think that's it for today. That's the Link4 Southwest Herts TV show on Friday the 17th of July. If you want to comment on anything in the show, you can get in touch with us via Twitter at L4G SW Herts. That's at L4G SW Herts, and we look forward to seeing your comments, and we'll post links to some of the things we've talked about below the video when we post it up there later. So on that note, have a good weekend, and thank you.
Bye.
Bye.